Pastor Straker, uh, communities always reach out to faith-based institutions during a crisis. What is your message?
Well, concerning the gun violence, this is something that's very near and dear to my heart, as I'm a member of the 67th Precinct Clergy Council under the leadership of Pastor Guilford Monroe's, and we've spent 10 years as an organization fighting against gun violence within our city and our communities. And so when we see what's happening we actually are a group of clergy that are coming outside of our churches to step out of the four walls and really to be proactive in reaching the lives of our young people, as the Congresswoman just stated. There needs to be a proactive approach. When we look at what's happening, especially in Brooklyn with the shootings and the rise of shootings and murders in the midst of the pandemic, it is disheartening, and it is quite alarming that in one moment we can be yelling Black Lives Matter at the hands of police brutality, but then also the question has to be asked, how much does it really matter to us? And if it doesn't matter much to us, then it won't matter much to anyone else. And so Black lives have to matter. And as clergy and as people of faith, we understand that every life is important to God. And when we see lives being taken in our communities, we have to ask why. How did we get here? No child is born saying that they just want to shoot and kill and murder someone. Something has happened along the line. Somewhere the ball has been dropped in the rearing of our children and our young people, that they feel the need to resolve their issues or take out their anger and frustration by using weapons. And, you know, it really boils down from a faith-based perspective. It really boils down to a spiritual problem that we have. There is a spirit of violence in this nation. And to be very honest with you, to be quite frank, the nation was built on violence. When you have people that were kidnapped and enslaved and beaten and raped, the nation was built on violence. And so as the head goes, I keep saying this statement, so does the body. And unfortunately, when you have leadership at the top that tends to promote violence, the spirit of violence becomes active in our nation. And we're seeing more mass shootings, we're seeing more violent actions, not just guns, but also stabbings and all manner of evil. So it's an issue with violence. And unfortunately, the guns are they're out of control. But we have to ask ourselves, what can we do? And that's why I'm proud to be a part of the 67th Precinct, affectionately known as the God Squad, our clergy council, where we do engage in reaching out to young people, trying to get them at a younger age, even those that are at risk. We work with the Brooklyn DA, and we've been fortunate to have a custom notification program where we get a list of young people that are on the borderline, and we go out, we reach them, we reach their families, and we try to prevent them from going in the wrong path. And then the wraparound services, maybe they need jobs, maybe they need food, maybe they need so many things that as a result of what we're seeing in our communities, there's a reason behind it. And we cannot arrest our way out of this situation, and we can't just leave it in the hands of law enforcement. Public safety is a shared responsibility. And we need to create an ecosystem where we have people that are curing the violence. We have organizations and communities that really care about the lives of these young people. And so I think the church, to be very honest with you, should be leading in the forefront of that. We understand the sanctity of life. We understand that everyone that carries the breath of God is important to him. And there really are no bad people. There are no bad communities. There's a spirit that drives the evil that we see. And so in my faith tradition, we understand that there's spiritual warfare, and we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in heavenly places. And so a lot of this battle, yes, we need the community, we need law enforcement, we need the elected leaders, we need everyone, the parents, the school, the home, the church, everyone working together. But we also have to understand that this spirit of violence needs to be cast down, and it needs to be cast down through the power of prayer and action. And so we pray with not just our mouth, but we pray with our hands and we pray with our feet. And I believe as a community, we will be able to come together and overcome the evil and the violence that we're seeing in our communities and in our nation.